Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about Exodus chapter 14 as we've been journeying through the book of Exodus. And at this point, the Jewish people have gotten out of Egypt. We've had all the plagues, and now finally they're on their way. And the Lord tells Moses to tell the Israelites to camp between Migdol and the sea. So they have this area where they're going to camp. But he also warns them a bit. He says, Pharaoh is going to become obstinate and he's going to pursue the Israelites. So it's not over yet with Pharaoh. Pharaoh is not going to give up. So get ready. So Pharaoh gets all his chariots and he gets all his soldiers. He says, now we've really got to go after the Israelites. They're not just offering sacrifice to God. They're going to take off. We've got to do something to bring them back. So the forces of the Pharaoh catch up with the Israelites at Pi-hahiroth. So there they are. They're all caught up. They see them in their sights. They know that they can now engage with them. And of course, their forces much stronger than the Israelite forces. When the people saw the Egyptian forces, naturally, they complained to Moses and they said, Moses, you brought us out of Egypt and now we've got these Egyptian forces. They're pursuing us. What's up with this, Moses? What are you doing to us? And they said, it's better if we were just slaves in Egypt. What if we die here in the desert? What if the Egyptians come and they slay us all? What are you doing to us, Moses? Come on. Moses said, fear not, the Lord is going to be with you. This refrain that we hear so often in the scriptures, in both the Hebrew scriptures and the Christian scriptures, fear not, God is with you. So Moses tries to reassure them. Of course, they're not going to be too easily reassured because they see where the Egyptians are. So that's what they're thinking about. And the Lord said to Moses, Moses, now lift up your staff, and when you lift it up, the sea is gonna part in two, and the Israelites, they're gonna pass through the dry land. The Egyptians are gonna follow you, but don't worry. God is going to reveal the power of God. The power of the Lord will be revealed. Really awesome. The angel of God and the column of cloud changed, and they went behind the people. They were both between the Israelites and the Egyptian soldiers. So they had been leading the Israelites, but now there's a change of position. Now they go behind them. They're between the Egyptians. It's almost like they're this protective wall, right there. You've got this column of clouds. You've got the angel of God. They're right there. They're behind the Israelites, but they're before the Egyptians. The cloud, though, which had been very bright, becomes dark. And the darkness would have made it very difficult for the Egyptians to follow the Israelites. So the first aspect of God protecting them is this cloud darkening. So Moses stretches out his hand, and a strong east wind was sent by the Lord. A similar occurrence with the wind when the Roman general Scipio captured New Carthage. So this idea of the wind changing and favoring one side over the other was not an unusual phenomenon in the history of the people, and we've seen it throughout history that sometimes these we call them accidents of nature, but of course from the Israelite perspective it was very providential. They work to your advantage. So here the wind is definitely working to the advantage of the Israelites. And the sea now is turned into dry land. They can pass through the sea, no problem. And there's water on each side, but they can go right through the middle where it is dry because the wind has moved the water. The Egyptians, though, they're following. So they realize that they're close, so they're going to follow the Israelites and really take care of the situation. But the Egyptian forces start to panic. Because their chariot wheels become clogged. Now remember, they had chariots, and so with the wheels on this land that is maybe passable by people, It's going to be more difficult because the weight of the chariots going down could easily clog the wheels. So the Israelites, to their advantage, don't have chariots. And you would think the chariots would be to the advantage of the Egyptians, but certainly not in this case. So the Egyptians, they sound the retreat. This is not good. Our chariots are getting stuck. We can't pursue them. The Lord told Moses to stretch out his hand, and the sea would flow back. So he stretches out his hand, and the wind flows in the opposite direction, and all of the forces of the Egyptians, they sink in all this water that's coming at them. Once the people saw this, they then respected the Lord, and they believed in the Lord, and they believed in Moses. So chapter 14 becomes a very pivotal chapter in the history of the people, because it shows God's providential care for the people of God. God is not going to abandon them. God is not going to leave them. And it's funny, in chapter 14, they go in the very beginning of the chapter from being afraid, being upset with Moses. Now all of a sudden, they believe in the Lord, they believe in Moses. When they see this great sign, when they see the wind coming the other way, when they see they can get through and the Egyptians can't get through and they're safe and they're fine and everything is good, they're like, yay, this is great, this is wonderful. So again, the relationship of God with the people of God is brought out. This intimacy, this closeness, this love that God has for the people of God. And of course, where did we first see this love? We saw it with our very own beloved Father Abraham. Father Abraham has many friends has Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. So let's all praise the Lord. Keep on praising the Lord, and God bless you. And remember that